Yeah, let's do it.
It's easy to sum it up. We're talking about practice.
Because it's about as casual as it gets.
What's the problem now?
That's a clown question, bro.
I think we ought to send him beating at least.
World champions!
Start playing with some jam in here. Let's go.
Philadelphia, looking as only you can look. Woo!
Here we go, here we go!
I would have guaranteed that AJ would be the one that wants to dump it on Sirianni.
Let's see.
And Devontae, and either way.
Uh-oh. Good move there.
Oh.
Great maneuver.
A little okie doke.
The best shower Nick Sirianni will ever have.
All right, and welcome everyone to another edition of the Philly podcast. I'm Eric Perugini. My co-host is Chris Lahiff. Our producer tonight is Keith Newman. Tonight we are discussing the Eagles' victory over the Detroit Lions and going on about their last couple games, but notably Detroit. And the offense has their quote unquote issues, but the defense is looking stellar. They're back to looking like a Super Bowl winning defense. But there are some things to talk about, and I am pretty sure that Chris has got some things to say. He's already got that classic Lahiff scowl on his face with the arms crossed. So let's see what he's got to say. What's up, Chris?
I'm just mad. I'm scowled and mad because my whole computer reset the factory settings and I couldn't figure out why I couldn't hear yous and everything else. I'm not quite as savvy tech as our producer Keith, but I'm here. I made it.
You're not as savvy tech as a man from the 1400s, dude. So I've seen you try to fix drywall. I don't think you're just technical at all. I think you're really downplaying. You're limiting it to computer skills only. I think you're just not a technical human being.
Yeah, it's fine. I'm okay with it. I'm going to lose zero sleep over it.
He said, fair enough. You know what he looked like to me, Eric? He looked like a typical angry Northeast Philly fan, didn't he?
He really did.
Yeah.
He had that on him. Like, you know what? This is definitely going to be something bad going on tonight. He had that look, like he's at the bar drinking and he's just eyeing somebody up that he just doesn't like their face.
I mean, if he's been listening to any sports radio this past week, then I can only imagine how nuts he has been going. It's just we have the poorest excuses of fans, not just in sports media, but online. We have terrible fans, but we'll get into it as we kind of get through the evening here. What'd you guys think about the game overall, the Lions game? The high scoring affair that was, let me check my notes again. 16-9. So, the Eagles are now 8-2. It was a very gritty defense-led victory. But it is making them the number one seed in the NFC. So there may have been no offensive fireworks. Let's talk about things that were good so far.
So, what it has been good so far, Chris? I mean, I alluded to the defense. So, what else would you like to elaborate on with the defense? Or is there something else that you think that has been good? Because I do know I have a couple things that I think have been really good for this team.
Special teams has been good.
Mm-hmm.
Special teams has been really good. And I can't believe I'm about to say this, things I thought I would never say. The last two games, the backup running back has played really well.
Yeah, absolutely has. Which is a refreshing thing to see since like Saquon just can't seem to get it going this season. I mean, he's doing his best, but
So, all right, let's tackle this controversy. Okay. Saquon carried the ball or touched the ball last year 795 times. Clearly, I'm making that number up, but it seemed that way. Ran for 2,000 yards, actually ran for 2,500 yards, including the postseason and the Super Bowl, which they won, by the way. And did we really think that no one in their good graces thought that the Eagles were going to be this stellar? Let me phrase that. Thought Saquon was going to be boom, 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 running for 100 yards, 100 yards, 100 yards, 100 yards. Hey, thanks for checking in, Philly Fanatics. So, you know, it just happens. Like, you know, he carried the ball a lot last year. And, you know, Kenneth Gainwell isn't here. He was a big part of the Eagles offense last year, although it was very frustrating to see him in at times. But the backup running back has come in, and he's played some good downs. You know, he had 100 yards 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago. He had some serviceable yards last week against the Lions. You know, all we heard all offseason was, we want Philadelphia. We want Philadelphia healthy. We want this and that. You know, I know that they were missing a couple of their key starters who were hurt. I think Kirby Joseph was out. It's not my fault that your doctor is related to Dr. Kevorkian and you guys can't stay healthy. That is not my fault. But I just don't – they came out. Jared Goff is who we thought Jared Goff was. You hit him, you hit him, you hit him.
there you go.
He completed 37% of his passes, and the talk is about Jalen Hurts. Shut up.
The downplaying or the lack of acknowledgement of the wind factor and the cold factor that was going on Sunday night has been misrepresented so much. It is impossible to throw accurately and catch accurately in those kinds of conditions. The wind just takes the ball away from everybody. I think they both did a serviceable job. I really do. I mean, I don't think Goff was anything spectacular. He's playing against the number one defense in the league. It was very difficult. But if we're going to talk about the Lions injuries, we're going to talk about the Eagles. They just don't have an offensive line right now. There is just a major issue going on there. And people are starting to get frustrated, fans, and I think some players are visibly frustrated, but they're just still not, like, they're saying, well, what can you do about it? What can you do about it? They're still winning is what they're doing about it.
Yeah. They're finding ways to win. I mean, this is what
he annoys me. Jake didn't make it annoys me because, like you said, the wind was a non-factor, but it'll be 90 and sunny and he'll miss an extra point. Like, dude, like, he drove me nuts. And I love Jake.
Yeah.
I love Jake. He couldn't, with his rookie year, if you remember, he couldn't hit an extra point to save his life. However, my man was hitting 50-yarders and 61-yarders with ease. 35-point extra point? Nah, we don't do that here. I don't do that. Give me a 60-yarder.
Yeah, I mean, I forget what I was going to say when Chris jumped in again. I forget what I was actually. Yeah. Well, you were just saying too that and I'm going to make you mad right now because I have been listening to some of our sports talk locally, like just on a drive to work. It's not a long drive. Two things. One. It was floated out there by a certain morning show that the host of that morning show thinks that Vic Fangio has already surpassed the late great Jim Johnson.
That is correct.
I was like, okay, I wonder if I know Jim Johnson was dear to your heart when it came to defensive coordinators. He was innovative. I was like, I'll bring this up to Chris. That's number one. And then number two, they were speaking, same show, was speaking about, and I came in halfway through the conversation. Someone, I guess a national writer, brought up the fact that the Eagles have a problem with Jalen Hurts and his no trade clause.
That is not correct.
I was like, wait a minute. So we're talking about, someone wrote down there, Jalen Hurts leaving the city after he just won Super Bowl MVP, just because the offense is sputtering. So they're claiming that he's the problem.
I think there is actually Jalen Hurts responded to that right after, I think the next day.
First, take a big step back and literally fuck your own face.
Yep, directly from Jalen. I think that's media making media up for media's sake. And it's kind of, I think that does carry a little bit of a different weight from the Bryce Harper talk, because that is a way for Bryce Harper to leverage himself with his agents, and I understand that. There is no reason for that talk to even occur. Like, talking about a Jalen no trade clause. I couldn't even imagine that being. But your first point, that's an interesting one. The first one's actually interesting. I actually kind of, what do you think Fangio has exceeded, Chris? Like, is that a real thing? Like, the guy took a team to the Super Bowl last year, and now he's got a pretty much, I'd say 40% to 50% new crew, and he's once again proving he can lead a defense to wins. Do you think Vic Fangio, is it too soon to call him elite, or is the best in the book at this point?
No, it's not, only because he came out, he took the 31st ranked defense or whatever the Eagles were, and look what he did with them. They became the number one defense. Granted, he had the, he had the players around him and everything else, but like that's actually not, it's not a bad argument.
Not a hot take. I don't think that's the hottest of takes, Eric. I think. Do you agree against it, Eric? Was that something that you were like, oh shit, I totally don't agree with this?
No, it wasn't like an oh shit thing. It was more like, okay, first season with the team, he's got a lot of great talent on this team, same as Jim Johnson had for many years, had great talent on the defensive side of the football.
Right.
He was innovative with how he used these guys, which is the same as Vic. Vic has found a way to use a lot of these players in different situations, and it's working. The only difference is Vic had more success in a very short amount of time.
Yeah.
So
yeah. He knows how to use guys like Swiss Army knives, for sure, right?
Correct.
Made Cooper
Correct.
DeJean the best nickel in the game. I don't like it's, and congratulations, Coop, on your first official season interception. Not a pick six, not quite Super Bowl birthday momentous. But you did set up Jake for the 3, and that was good on you. It set the tone of the game very early.
But all right, so hold on. So this is what I'll say. This is what I'll say about Vic, and this is what I'll say about Jim. Who do you think was more valuable? Do you think Andy Reid was more valuable, or do you think Vic Fangio or Nick Sirianni was more valuable?
I don't know what I lost track when you changed names 3 times. So do you just how about you just bloop, skip, rewind, reset it.
So here's my thing. I think at this point, Vic Fangio is better than Jim Johnson because of his coach. Okay. Jim Johnson made Andy Reid better. So it's it's like one goes hand in hand. Like, we knew Vic Fangio was a good coordinator, but he became really good when he got Nick Sirianni as his head coach. As Jim Johnson was really good, and he made
Andy right,
and he made Andy Reid a really good coach and was able to hide his deficiencies, except when it counted. Like your defense can play great in, you give up 24 points in the Super Bowl. That's a pretty good game. Like your offense should score 28. That's 4 touchdowns. They did not. Like it's, they lost the NFC Championship game to Tampa Bay. The defense held them to 17 points. They lost to Carolina. Defense held them to 14 points. We scored 3. Jim Johnson was able to hide Andy Reid's deficiencies until it counted. And just like Andy Reid was really good with Kansas City until he got Steve Spagnuolo. And then Steve Spagnuolo was able to hide Andy Reid's deficiencies as a head coach. And I'm not taking anything away from Andy Reid. But, this is where the comparisons come in because Jimmy was under Reid and Vic is under Sirianni. I think one goes hand in hand. I don't know if Jim Johnson would have been successful under Nick Sirianni. I don't know if Vic Fangio would have been successful under. Actually, I think Vic Fangio would have been successful under Andy Reid as he was with Sirianni, only because it was a different era then, 20 years ago. When you think about it, 25 years ago, and they weren't bitches. Now Vic Fangio calls you out and you perform, you play. Everyone wanted Devin White last year. Devin White played 2 games. He didn't even play. He suited up.
He didn't. Yeah, he suited up. He never played.
He didn't. So it's like one goes hand in hand. Because we know Vic Fangio is not a good head coach. We know this. He's a better defensive coordinator. We all think Nick Sirianni is a great head coach because he supplies himself with great talent. But short stories to answer your question, I think Vic Fangio he's better than Jimmy Johnson, but Jim Johnson was so loved and revered in this city that people don't find it. I guess they don't find it as well. I don't know. It's a good debate. It's not a bad debate. The no trade clause thing. If you want to see me turn into angry from inside out, I will. I'm not feeding into it. I can't. I can't.
Yeah, there are conversations I will feed into, like the Kevin Patullo conversation. I think is a fair conversation. Like I do. I don't think the criticisms on him are in any way like a indictment on the entire team. I think we know what type of fantastic defense this is right now. Like, this is a very, very special defense. It is literally what has got us to 8-2 after these 11 weeks of football. So there is something to say for.
But the defense is playing really good, and the offense is making plays when it happens. Isn't that what you want your quarterback to do?
Yes.
The Eagles aren't the 2000 Ravens. They're not the 85 Bears.
I'm with you. I know what
you're saying.
Yeah.
I know what you're saying. I just don't know why people think, like, you can't tell me. You take away the Mahomes, the Burrows, the Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen and Herbert, even though he's a fucking fraud. You take away those 5 quarterbacks, and I'm really being really special with Herbert, and you offer Jalen Hurts to any other team, and if they say no, and if any fan base thinks that their team would say no, you're insane. You're absolutely insane. All the guy does is win.
That's all he wants to do.
It drives me
Well,
nuts.
see, look, here's my thing, and we've talked about this before when it comes to Jalen Hurts, and I said, like, I think last week or the week before, that he's changed how quarterbacks play in this league and how they're viewed as winners in this league. I'm getting tired of seeing the comparisons between him, being a game manager like Trent Dilfer and Brad Johnson, because they're all saying, "Oh, well, Jalen Hurts needs a really good defense." Okay, but show me where Trent Dilfer and Brad Johnson, who also had great defenses, had the skill set of Jalen Hurts. Trent Dilfer, he had who do you have? Who's his running back? He ran for 2,000 yards. No. Well, Brad Johnson had all stot. He had Warwick Dunn.
Jamal Lewis.
A guy that ran for 2,000 yards. So there is a good comparison, but you mean to tell me that Baltimore Ravens team would not take Jalen Hurts in a heartbeat?
No, and you know it's and like I said, it's the cesspool of Twitter because it's you have your few on Facebook, but it's the cesspool of Twitter. You know, officially this year, like 2024, 2025, is the year that it's official. Quarterbacks are no longer a team. It's no longer a quarterback stat. It is a team sport. The team wins, not the quarterback.
Yeah.
Now
Now it's all team.
official right there. You know, Jalen Hurts is 15-21 since he came into the league. He's 6-3. One of those losses is in the Super Bowl. The other one is in the first round. So when I sit there, when I sit there and say the NFL is a copycat league. It is a copycat league. Last year, Derrick Henry and Saquon Barkley each ran for 2,000 yards and 1,900 yards, respectively. This year, Jonathan Taylor has 1,100 yards and James Cook has 989 yards. I don't want to hear Josh Allen has no weapons. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it no more. That dude gets a pick. I'm glad he scored 6 touchdowns. I'm glad he threw for 3 and ran for 3. I had him in fantasy. It put me over. Made me win. I adore the guy. Don't tell me that Josh Allen doesn't have weapons. He's got a guy in 10. He's got a guy in 10 games, rushing yards, averaging 98.9 yards a game, and Jonathan Taylor is averaging a lot of games, 112 a game.
I don't get.
I don't want to hear. I don't want to hear. Well, I don't care that my GM knows how to build a roster more than anyone else.
I hear you, but the Dilfer analogy, I heard this the other day from someone else. They compared them to, and I'm like, are we really comparing him to a guy who is mediocre his entire career? Like legitimately an okay quarterback, maybe about Kirk Cousins, who just happened to land on a good team for 1 year and got a ring. Like, is that what we're doing as opposed to like Jalen Hurts putting in the work consistently for the same team and just getting better and progressing and evolving a team? Is that what we're comparing him to? Like, Hurts has put the work in and on and off the field. Like, Dilfer hasn't stayed around in a franchise long enough to be considered any kind of manager. Like,
exactly.
Yeah, that's a terrible comparison. I hate that.
I'll give you one. Jalen Hurts in 2023 threw for 15 interceptions.
Yep. Go ahead. This is what I'm talking about.
In 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, and 2000 and 2005. He threw for 18, 19, 11, 15, 11, 11, and 12 interceptions.
Yep. You never got better.
If anybody in front of me ever sat there and compared Trent Dilfer to Jalen Hurts, I would probably go to jail because I would smack the ever-living shit out of you for being stupid.
It's such a bad argument. I've heard it too, Eric. I mean, you are not the only one to say it. They're like, why can't he be like these field management guys? And I'm like, are you kidding me? He's the most audible field management guy I've ever seen.
Hold on here. I didn't even look at the. When he threw 11 interceptions in 99, he played 10 games. When he threw 11 interceptions in 2000, he played in 8 games. He played in 11 games and threw 12 interceptions. Don't you dare.
Look at his fumbles, dude. Look at his fumbles. I remember he was a fumble machine in Tampa Bay. Wasn't he? I think he's got like over three dozen in Tampa Bay.
Don't besmirch his name. Don't like whoever you are out there, don't besmirch his name with Trent Dilfer. If you want to call him Brad Johnson, I'm not even looking up Brad Johnson's stats. Because Brad Johnson was throwing to Randy Moss and Chris Carter and Jake Reed and Robert Smith.
Yeah.
I don't even want to hear it. I don't want to hear that.
Yeah.
He never won a Super Bowl with that.
Never had a
Like,
bad wide receiver in his career. Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Always
So,
had wide
and
open.
I'm not saying
I
Jalen's
think-
had talent.
I think I might have crashed my car if I would have heard the Trent Dilfer comparison.
Yeah, I get where their people are coming from in terms of what. So they were trying to say, why can't he be better with a defense like Trent Dilfer had behind him, which is like the weirdest argument because they're never on the field at the same time. So that's a moot point.
So I have no problem sitting there saying Jalen Hurts needs to be better. You don't think Jalen Hurts needs to be better? He knows he needs to be better. He's a man. He knows he needs to be better. You know, so 2 weeks ago it was AJ Brown wanted to be traded. That didn't happen. All of a sudden, now it's Jalen Hurts. No one likes the quarterback situation. No one hates Philly sports more than Philly sports media. Like, and I just wish the way that it took off last year, where they got called out by all the athletes and by all the callers, and then it was for playing victim, and then literally everyone called in the station and was just ripping them. And it was like, I didn't say that. And Jalen and AJ Brown, who has played it 100% correctly, has never once said Jalen's name, has never once said Patula's name. We all know that he sucks. Patula sucks.
And I don't. When you say sucks, let's be a little bit more analytical. Obviously, we can say he's not creative, right? We can say that he does not adapt, overcome, achieve as you would want for an offensive coordinator to do. What's your critique, Eric, of Patula that is people are just not pointing out that you see is a main culprit that we haven't maybe thought of? Like, I think he was picked. Sirianni said it best when he said, what better to go with a guy who knows the system? And he didn't say it in so many words, but we had a 5-week late start to picking our offensive coordinator. So run us by what Kevin Patula is like. What's he need to do, or what's the main problem here?
I think the problem with Patullo, because I honestly feel that this is a coordinator thing, which I'm tired of saying. I mean, we just came from having Kellen Moore, and you mean to tell me you can't go back and look at the film at what he did with the same exact freaking group of guys on offense? I mean, the offensive line is banged up. They haven't been really clicking all year because of injuries. But you mean to tell me you can't go back and just dive into the Kellen Moore playbook and see exactly what was going on? So I honestly think that a lot of this is a coordinator issue. There have been rumblings around on social media, and then it got picked up by local radio that there's people, and I don't believe this at one bit, but that there's people inside the Eagles organization that are a little frustrated with Jalen Hurts. I think that's where the whole thing came up with them talking about that no trade clause and whoever that writer was writing that stupid nonsense. I think it's a coordinator thing. I mean, you can't tell me that all of a sudden, like, Jalen Hurts in this offense is sputtering that bad because of what? What's the difference? What's the problem? I don't understand it. Like, I can't figure it out. So to me, it has to be a lack of experience as a coordinator.
I know some people are pointing out, the pocket is collapsing in ways that are not set up for these plays, which might very well be. There's an adjustment with this front. Not having your center is just a major problem.
I mean, when your offensive line is this banged up, you're going to have kinks in the armor. I mean, it's going to happen. I mean, and at some point, these guys are getting older. There's no more Jason Kelce. Lane Johnson, who knows if he's coming back? What if he went to get another opinion on his foot? If he has surgery, he's done, and he's already talked about possibly retiring. So it's a good possibility we may have seen the very last of Lane Johnson on the football field, at least in an Eagles uniform. You know, and I'm not ready for that yet. I'm not. I mean, Lane Johnson's been a staple here for a decade, been playing amazing football for a decade. So it's like I literally am at a loss for how the offense is sputtering, and it could very well be one of two things: either a coordinator issue or the offensive line issue.
Yeah, Chris, anything we're missing there? Is it like a 5-alarm concern for you? Is a W still a W? What's your take on this? Maybe outrage. A W's a W. Okay, yeah, Wu-Tang, yeah, for the children. Yeah. All right, let's shift gears. Let's get into Dallas. Like at this point, right? We got Dallas this Sunday. It is the second matchup of the season. We're going for clean sweep. And we do have a guest for this segment, this part of the show. Eric, you've got intros?
Yeah, well, I'm just going to introduce him. Our guy here. Which number one? It's Dominique White. He is a Dallas fan. He let me know that.
No, sorry.
No, don't do that.
My uncle was a running back for the Eagles back in the day, Charlie Gardner.
Shut up.
Shut the front door.
I think you should have led with that. I think you should have led with that in the message. Like, come on, we all love Charlie. Everyone remembers
my page. He's on my page. Chuck Garner.
Everyone remembers.
Love me some Charlie Garner.
In his debut against the San Francisco 49ers in 1994.
Yep.
Jesus.
Love me some Charlie Garner.
Oh
that's
man,
my uncle. That's my uncle. Him and my other uncle were All-American high school football players in Virginia. Charlie just happened to play football. My other uncle played basketball. So, you know what I'm saying? He went to the NFL.
See,
wow.
Now,
That's
if you
cool.
led with this when I was talking,
and you know what's funny is, and Charlie Garner, like, while how great he was with the Eagles, he blew up when he went to the Raiders. Like, he was out of his. I remember having him in fantasy and be like, "I miss you, Charlie. Why couldn't you be an Eagle?"
He blew up in San Francisco first, but then when he went to the Raiders, it was just a better cast, and they started winning, so he got a little bit more attention.
Yeah, he played with Rich Gannon, right? And
yes, and Jerry Rice, the Tuck Rule game.
Tim Brown.
Yep.
He was in the Tuck Rule game.
Yep.
Oh my God!
Wow.
So, I mean, look, I got to ask, like, how's your uncle doing?
Man, he's doing well. He's I think he's living down in Florida, Tampa still. Because he retired, but his career ended with the Bucks, so he just stayed down there. And I think he's doing like he has like a roofing company or something that he's doing, but he's doing well.
God,
good for him.
Good for him, man.
Yes, sir.
CG. That's awesome. That's
How
cool.
do you feel about seeing Kelly Green coming to the to an away team for the first time since the is that right? 1996?
Yes, 96
What,
or 95.
the Kelly Green jerseys?
Yeah, it's the first time we're wearing them away. We just brought them back last season or the season before? Season before.
Right.
And 2023, and we only have worn them 2 times a season, but now we are on tour in Kelly Green facing against them boys. How's that make you feel?
But me personally, I'm happy because we sputtered week 1. You know what I'm saying? I feel like if CD don't drop them passes, we got a shot. This time around, as you seen last night, we got 6 new faces on defense. It's not the same team, so we're gonna see. I don't see Jalen Hurts being able to run around like he did last time. I don't see that.
That's fair. Chris, what do you got with that?
We'll see, because like you said, it all depends on what's his name over Sean, making sure he's good to go. Although,
There you go.
Jalen did make him look silly last year, but he's a stud. It was his injury was horrendous.
Remember last year he was a rookie. Don't forget that.
What's that?
He was a rookie last year.
I know. I just gave him his flowers. Relax.
You
Listen, I'm not. Listen.
You said Jalen made him look silly. I had to defend my guy. That's all. That's good.
That's fine. I know. And listen,
Damn,
I'm
you
not.
can really tell he's a Dallas fan. Always on the defensive.
And listen, I always like. I'm a realist. Listen, I'm a realist. I don't play. I mean, clearly I hate Dallas, but I do have a lot of respect for Dak Prescott.
Sure.
He probably should have won the MVP in 2023. The thing that held him back, in my opinion, was he did have a lot of garbage time stats, which is that's part of the NFL.
Sure.
He just didn't get the first. He just didn't get the first round bye like Lamar Jackson did. That is,
sure.
in my opinion, that is the only reason he didn't win the MVP, and that's asinine on the NFL for plays like that. So I know you had messaged the page, and I think you were talking to Eric, and I chimed in a few times. So you have 6 new faces on defense, which is good. We have 4: Nakobe Dean, Makuba, Phillips,
Right.
and Jalen Carter. As long as Jalen Carter doesn't spit on anybody.
Correct.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh boy, he's gonna show up with something.
That's starting to be a thing now. I don't like that.
No, and and the whole spitting on a thing like Jamar Chase, like, dude, don't lie. Like, don't you
So
you
bad.
Like
He should be suspended at least 3 to 4 games for that lie.
I like what Mike said. I like what Mike Tomlin says. He said, "Look," he said, "What advice would you give him?" He goes, "I have no advice to give you. You got to do what you got to do at that point."
like that's just that's
Props to Mike.
I'm telling you, if I'm Ramsey in that moment, I might not be. I'm definitely getting ejected. No more.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Uh-huh.
And listen, just so you know, everybody in Philadelphia,
Scumbag move.
everybody in Philadelphia was not happy with Jalen Carter when he did that.
Nope.
Nobody was like, no, we were like, he's got to go. He's got to go.
Yeah,
I said, we
that's
even
just-
as a
that's just
fan,
nasty.
nasty.
Right, yeah, that's just nasty.
You can't
Well,
do
I'm
that
saying
to
that's
another
like-
human being.
Another human being. You're basically telling me I'm lower than the ground.
Uh huh.
Yeah, it is.
You
I think you had commented that you think Jalen Hurts is the problem. I agree, but I'm gonna disagree. All the guy does is win. I know it's not pretty. The stats say he's not performing this year, and that's fine.
I don't know. The only reason I don't like that. The only reason I don't like that because you got a $200 million roster. You're supposed to win.
And they are.
You're supposed
They're
to
8-2.
No, but that's what I'm saying. You're supposed to. What I'm saying is you're supposed to win. I don't like that. That's not just solely because of Jalen Hurts. That defense plays.
Oh right.
They don't. They bend. They don't break.
Right.
And my only issue with Philly is like Jalen Hurts has to let the ball go. I don't care if AJ's not 1-on-1 or he like since he's been there, he's never had to be 1-on-1 or have to have a step. Let the ball go.
Listen, I'm with you. I think our offensive coordinator. We have 3 players in the top 15 running hitches. That's ridiculous.
Dom,
ridiculous.
is that your way of trying to say he playing scared? Is that just say what you gotta say? Get it off your chest.
Yeah, he's like Jalen Hurts plays not to lose the game.
Right. Well, because he was told to improve on that messy interception nonsense, and so he has been feared into making, but he still throws them daggers. It's not like they don't exist.
That's like I said. What annoys me is because okay, you may disagree. The Eagles had the best 50-50 ball wide receiver in the NFL
For sure.
In Devontae Smith. To throw that up there all the time,
Dagger.
if Devontae doesn't come down with it, it's either going to be intercepted or an incomplete pass.
Dom thought you was going to say AJ. Fact or fiction?
I did think you was going to say AJ.
Right.
No, it's
Please,
Devontae.
Please don't start that nonsense. No, he's not. I'm sorry. No, he's
Come
not.
on, break it down.
He's
Why-
not AJ.
Pound for
He's
pound.
not AJ. He's
Pound for
not
pound.
AJ.
I didn't say he was. I didn't say he was AJ. I said he's the best 50-50 ball. AJ Brown, you can't cover him one-on-one.
I remember AJ Brown grabbing the ball over two people on a couple occasions a couple years ago.
It was against Pittsburgh.
He just doesn't get those opportunities no more. Jalen doesn't throw those passes no more.
So you don't think Devontae Smith is a good 50-50 ball?
No, I didn't say he wasn't good. I don't think he's better than AJ at it though.
I never said he was better than AJ. That's a conversation that's going to be had in a year or two, that Devontae Smith might be the better receiver. Might said a couple of years. But so let's I'm going to bring up something. You know, the social media argument before the season was Dak Prescott is 33-8 against NFC East teams. However, quarterbacks is not a win stat, only when it applies to Dak, it seems.
For sure.
Oh my God!
Wow. No, we've been here. No, Chris, we've been here with Dallas fans, and they all agree that Dak gets that special treatment in a way.
No. He don't get special treatment. He gets criticized more than anybody in the NFL. In the last 3 years, when has Dak Prescott had a complete team around him? I'm talking about running back, defense. He always gets criticism. Remember a couple years ago when they started throwing the ball up for pass interference? Who did they start that on?
Oh, I'm not going to lie to you. I'm with you. I think it's nuts that Dak has stayed this long with Dallas for them not supporting him the way he should be supported. I think he is a hell of a quarterback. I do. I said that when he was drafted. I said this kid is going to be trouble. He has got the talent. He's got the skill. They never put anyone in his lane that could match that or complement it. I've always said that. That's why I've never had to worry about Dallas.
So right now it's like we just need another 1-2 punch as far as the running back, because that's like don't get me wrong, he's productive, but with too many moments he forgets football.
All right, running back's huge, but I'm going to point out George Pickens should not be your number 2. Like what? Like,
well, I gotta say, I was talking about this. Yeah, I was talking about this at work today, and me and another guy, like we were talking fantasy football, and he was like, I don't understand. Like he said, who would have thought that George Pickens would take over as the number 1 on this team? Like I was not expecting that at all. Like George Pickens has been playing out of his mind this year, and it seems like CD's trying to catch up. What was that?
Have y'all been paying attention to him since he's been in the NFL?
Oh, I'm in agreement. I do not think he should be your number 2. He is not being hit the way he should be.
Yeah, he literally.
He's the number 2. You know that Jerry is big on that dollar sign. He's paying him this, so he's going to be the number 1. You know how that is.
Yeah.
So hit the dollars, not the talent. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, that's what Jerry does.
Oh damn! I thought I didn't know Jerry Jones was the head coach. Wow. What Chris and Eric? I think I know your matchup here for how you want the secondary to look. What matchups do you want to see? Do you want to see Cooper on CD or Cooper on George Pickens?
I want to go back to his, Dak has always had good players around him on both sides of the ball. He's had multiple Pro Bowlers on his team, seven at one point in 2018, 7 in 2019. 2017, I don't know. But they traded for Amari Cooper in 2018. So the whole that Dak doesn't have players around him, which very well, if that's your opinion, that's your opinion. I disagree with it. Maybe Dak shouldn't have got a $65, $66 million contract for a year and a raise when when my GM is signing players to win now, and we're just we're doing whatever we want out there. But for me, it's got to be hold on, give me one. The hamster fell asleep. Cooper's got to be on Pickens, and Quignon's got to be on. Actually, now I'd put Q on Pickens, and I would put Cooper on Lamb, because Lamb does more movement in the pocket, and Pickens' great thing is he makes the great over the shoulder catches, and Quinyon Mitchell is probably one of the better, probably a top 3 cornerback in NFC, who might be able to go toe to toe with Pickens.
Eric, how do you see it?
I kind of agree with Chris on that. That's how I would do it as well. It's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. I'm really excited to see this defense go up against that offense, especially the passing part of it. So, I mean, honestly, I'm agreeing with Chris on that. The matchups he brought into play, those are the matchups I would also do. So, I mean, I really don't have much more to say to that, other than, I mean, like, literally, I do. He said it perfectly for me. Like, I would have said the same thing.
Well, and then it's not even that, and then it's you come down to that, and then I know he had a big game against the Raiders, but you got to make sure that you contain Quinyon Williams. He came from a bad team and he's coming to a better team. I don't know how he's going to play against the Eagles. It could be bad. It could be average. You don't know.
Dom,
let me ask y'all a question.
Go ahead, bud.
Can I ask y'all a question? Y'all don't see nothing wrong with the performance that the Eagles and the Lions just put on? The quarterback for the Eagles and the Lions just put on Sunday night?
Nope.
They threw the ball 56 times. They only completed 28 passes between the two. Y'all don't see nothing wrong with that?
Nope, because we held their quarterback to 37% rating. He had a turnover. My quarterback didn't. My defense hit the hell out of everybody. You take away 2 plays, a blown coverage by Adoree Jackson and that screen pass to Jahmyr Gibbs, and that game is 16-3. So, no, I don't have a problem with that game, because at the end of the day, they left the game like this.
The
Eagles defense. The Eagles defense is better than the Cowboys defense. Plain and simple. Cowboys have a good defense. The Eagles are the better defense right now. That could change on Sunday, but the Eagles you're breaking up. We can't hear you, Dominic. But that could change. That could change. I'm not going to
disagree with it. I'm not disagreeing with that, right? I'm not saying that our defense is better than y'all. I'm not going to say that. You know what I'm saying? We only been together one game. You know what I'm saying? From the restart, the revamp anyway. One game. Mm-hmm. So I'm not going to say that. But all I'm saying is, like I say, so for the game to come down to a pass interference that shouldn't have been called, you don't have a problem with the way you.
Why shouldn't it have been called? They grabbed his arm.
Because your wide receiver does.
Grabbed his arm. Just like James Bradbury held Juju Smith, he grabbed his arm.
No,
you can't do. Come on. You don't. Why? 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 Hold on. So okay. Michael Irvin pushed off 99% of his career. He never got called for it. No. The penalty was called. It was a penalty on the field. Just because you don't like it, just because the Lions fans don't like it, just because so-and-so else doesn't like it, doesn't mean it wasn't a penalty. On the field, it was a penalty.
Hold on. Grab. The reason why I don't like it is because we just sat here and watched for the past 8 weeks, your quarterback and your star wide receiver say they're not on the same page, and then you bail them out against a throw that he couldn't even catch. He couldn't even catch it, even if he wasn't getting touched.
You're right. He couldn't catch it because the guy grabbed his right arm.
Even if he wasn't getting touched, he's 230. That guy's like 189.
Don't grab his arm. Don't grab his arm.
Bro, come on, bro. Let's be for real.
What do you want me to say? What do you want me to say?
I'm-
Don't grab his arm.
because you-
Don't. Okay, then hold on. Then how many times did a team benefit off of a late hit on the quarterback that wasn't a late hit? If we're going to play this game, we're going to play the game the entire way. Oh, your team won because of the late hit on the quarterback. Your team won because of this. How many times did Patrick
I'm not saying the team. I'm not saying the team won. I'm saying you took an opportunity away from the Lions to even have a chance. You took away. You didn't give them a chance.
Their chances were they completed 37% of their passes. Where was their chances then? They were 0 for 5 on fourth down. They were 0 for 5 on fourth down. They left 15 points on the board. That is not my fault. That is absolutely not my fault. You want to sit there and you want to say that the game comes down to a pass interference? Hey, the game came down to pass interference.
You gave them a full set of downs on fourth down.
Okay,
you gave them a whole new full set of downs.
And Kansas City,
on a call
and Kansas City
clearly not a pass interference.
And yes, it was. When you grab someone's arm, you cannot grab someone's arm, Dominique. It's not my rule. 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 I didn't throw
every person on ESPN and TV is saying there's not a pass interference. The only people that are saying there's pass interference is Eagles fans.
And the officials who turned around and said why it was called. And you know what? Greg Olson also said the James Bradbury hold shouldn't have been called in Super Bowl 57. Guess what? It was called.
It was called for sure.
It's
for sure.
Is it part of the game?
For sure. But come on, man. The last play though, the last play, like the last opportunity you have to get a first down, and it was 3 downs, and you didn't get the first down. On fourth down, you go for it, and you call the pass interference. You don't throw that flag. You don't throw that flag.
And you don't throw the flag on a third down in a Super Bowl. Then you don't have the same energy that you have now that you had for Super Bowl 57. That's all I'm saying. Have the same energy then.
I can't remember Super Bowl 57. I don't even know what call you're talking about. I don't know what time.
See, now I know. Now I know you're BSing because you commented on the post where I put the James Bradbury play next to the AJ Brown play. Now I know. Come on. James Bradbury held Juju Smith-Schuster, and you're going to tell me you don't know Super Bowl 57? I have no doubt in my mind.
I didn't make a comment on the Juju Smith-Schuster post. I commented on AJ. I never said nothing about Juju. I never commented on that.
But it
probably was on the same post.
But listen, at the end of the day, it's a penalty. Listen. Greg Olson said it wasn't a penalty. Guess what? It was still a penalty. Chris Collins, or whoever it was, said it wasn't a penalty. It was a penalty. Doesn't matter.
The main question was, that wasn't even the main question. The main question was, y'all feel okay with the way your quarterback is playing after he came out of the game Sunday with throwing the ball that many times? And I don't care about the W. I don't care about that, because at the end of the day, that's when it end up biting him in the foot. You're not going to be able to do that in December. You can't just turn it on. You can't just do what you want to do when you decide you want to do it. This is not rec league or high school.
So
that's going to be the reason y'all get beat.
I think
Jalen Hurts is going to be the reason y'all get beat.
So real quick, just tell me if I'm wrong. You said he can't turn it on. Keith and Eric, maybe you can chime in. I feel like it was turned on in February in Louisiana when he hit, maybe it was like a 50-yard touchdown he was dropping dimes. I could be wrong. I could be 100% wrong.
You say Louisiana.
I disagree with the fact that people say that he can't turn it on. I kind of get the feeling Jalen Hurts plays like a rope-a-dope game. Like, he's gotten a lot better at reading defenses. His passing has gotten better over the last couple of years. Now, this last game, he was off a little bit. It wasn't like what we've seen the last few games, or what we've come to be comfortable with. But I definitely think that he can like turn it on, and he can do what he has to do. I get annoyed at the whole team in general that they're like a second half. What you call it? What am I trying to say here? Shit.
They don't ever put 4 quarters together, basically.
Oh yeah, they have yet. I mean, even games where they actually look decent, they've never put together a full 4 quarters.
No,
Like,
not even when we won the Super Bowl. No.
Yeah, no, they didn't. And that, I mean, to me, I was nervous that entire game. Yeah, and that's the one thing that frustrates me with them. And like I said,
I'm sorry. When we won the Super Bowl, that was a complete 4 quarters. I meant during that year we went to the Super Bowl.
I wouldn't even want to say that.
Oh, that was an
y'all ball in the Super Bowl. Yeah, y'all ball in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, that was a blowout.
Y'all
Like,
beat the brakes off.
yeah, that was a blowout. I'm talking about during the season, like if you're talking about deconstructing the season. If you want to look at games individually, yes, there were blowouts. I'm just talking about where there were games where there wasn't a control all 4 quarters through and throughout like they should have had at any given time. There were some nail biters too, but that's what football is, man. Everyone's a professional. Everyone's a professional.
For sure.
I
agree with that.
I think we're like saying, I think this is kind of where, and I hate like being like kind of mushy about this, but this is where a little bit of the mental health problem stuff comes in with some of these players, right? We are really like the expectations we have for them to like, oh, well, with that payroll, that you should be blowing these guys out by 45-point spreads. And when they don't, they feel like they're pieces of shit, and they aren't even after they got the W. And I feel like that's a really kind of...
Yeah,
no, you're not with that. You want that B to A shit. You want that stat number.
I played football, so I like, and I tried to get there, and I ain't make it. So I'm not about to say none of them guys are garbage. I don't care if they have an off day. I got too much respect for that game to just do that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And for people to say that, like, what you gonna do if they get in front of you? Nothing.
Nothing. Not a damn thing.
You know what I'm saying? And like, I still run a 4.40. And I still can't do nothing with them now. You know what I'm saying? I'm too old. It's over now. You know what I'm saying? So I would never disrespect them like that.
No. And I think we kind of like. I said this is Eric. Didn't I say this last week? I think we got a disease here in Philly when the Eagles won to the Super Bowl. It kind of gave us this grand expectations of all of our other teams, and we kind of just became maybe just a little bit too ungrateful towards what we actually had for the year that we had it as fans. There's just some of the sports media talk, and I don't know if this happens for you where you're at. Do you sometimes listen to sports media and you're like, what are these people talking about?
Sometimes.
Oh, all right. Fair enough. Well played.
Sometimes, every game.
He's like,
That's
sometimes.
like Stephen A. I can't listen to him.
No, I gave up. I
can't listen to him.
But I know what he's doing. Like, I know this is his career and this is his livelihood and what he is saying to do exact. Like, it worked in the beginning because of the clicks, but now it's just rage baiting.
Yeah, that's all it is now. It's like now you just like you just trying to get clicks. That's all it is.
Right. I guarantee you, how much of it do you think he believes of himself? Probably nothing. None of it. Because I know people who know him who say he knows his shit. He does. He knows his. You know what I'm saying?
I can't tell because if you're gonna compromise it just for $1,
that's not just $1. It's a lot of dollars. He is.
I feel you. I feel you. Listen what I'm saying to you. You know what I'm saying? Like I train and mentor athletes. You know what I'm saying? One of my guys that I trained with won 2 Super Bowls. You know what I'm saying? With Peyton Manning and Tom Brady. You know what I'm saying? So I got a lot of respect for this game. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not compromising it, you know what I'm saying, for nothing, because I went through a lot in this game. You know what I'm saying? I probably got CTE and everything. I'm pretty sure of it. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't stop playing until I was 35.
Damn.
Okay.
Right. So and I train, like I say, train and mentor kids. I got kids in universities, not just football, basketball, other sports also. But you know what I'm saying? Like the time and effort you take to put in to learn this stuff, you know what I'm saying? This knowledge that you don't have to give away. You're not going to sacrifice it for $1. You know what I'm saying? It's not like that. Not like he's doing.
Yeah, but you have to remember how long he's been doing it for and what he's got to do to survive. And I'm not defending. I promise you, I'm not defending Stephen A. Smith. I'm not, and that wasn't my intention to.
No, for sure.
I think my point is he is just another messenger you don't got to listen to. I think this is why you do what you do, we do what we do, because the conversation, people aren't always going to tune in because we're not making bullshit up. We are trying to talk about the game that's in front of us. And it's a hard game. Like, if you don't, man, it was the difference of one dude making a really dumb mistake by jumping onto a goalpost that made it a 6-6 game. And a 7-6 game, I know some people are like, it doesn't matter. Look at the final score. They didn't need one extra point. That's momentum shifting, right? That is game changing. So if you've been on that field, if you've been in that cold, windy, crisp winter air, getting that cold air into your life, if you've ever even been out to a game, imagine yourself on the sideline. That one extra point on the scoreboard is the difference of you taking the game into your own hands. And it wasn't there.
I feel you.
So like this is the stuff that they're not talking about on the radio because it's not the most exciting. But if you know the game of football, that shit is exciting. Like, holy crap, that again, it's game changing. But instead, they want to talk about, this guy. Like, they want to talk about more of the drama behind Micah Parsons not, being at practice versus who is at practice. And I know there was a whole big thing going on with that before the season. I know he's very happy now in the land of Green Bay, but
I think we lost Dominique.
Yeah, I was gonna say, how much of that is noise that players can't avoid anymore? Because we have noise, right? Don't we have noise?
Right.
So I was gonna ask, how do you as a fan channel that out until the guy leaves? That's how they dealt with it in Dallas at this point. How do we deal with an AJ? You don't want to lose an AJ.
Well, I mean, yeah, you don't. You absolutely don't want to lose an AJ. But God, it's like I'm feeling it's at the point now where it might be looking that way. I think in the offseason he's moved. Because this season is a lot different than what we heard last year with the rumblings of, there were certain times during the season, which they won the Super Bowl last year.
Yeah.
But there were certain times during the season that we heard he was frustrated and he was like literally trolling everybody and with his posts and stuff like that. And I was on board with Chris. I thought the same about this year. He was trolling, but it's a little different this year. I think there's something going on, and I couldn't tell you. Maybe it has something to do with his depression that he suffers from. Maybe it's just gotten to a point where something happened and he just can't snap out of it. So he's just going through the motions and playing football. It might be time for.
That's a good point. That's a good point. I didn't even think of that. Obviously he had the mental issues, I think, in the in Tennessee. And that's a hard thing to come from. Obviously with the tragedy in Dallas, it's not a joke. It's he's very open about it. Like, I sent you guys that 10-minute clip of him when he was explaining, how important and what he did. And it's just like, and that's why I always have respect for AJ Brown. I'll always defend him. I don't think he's going to be traded next year. I'd be shocked because he's a huge cap hit.
And now you're talking about football again. You were trying to make a very serious point, but as you're talking, it must be your connection, but it sounds like you're burping every other word.
It really did.
It does. It sounds like
it's fine. You know, it was kind of funny. You're trying to make a great point, and it sounds like you're like doing a Sprite challenge.
Yeah.
I apologize.
No, you're good. You're good, man.
This is the best thing. I want you to keep going, but I need you to play this back later, so you hear how proud of myself I am until I waited so long until you got it into the trade conversation. But you don't think at all that conversation, like, so this last week, I think we wanted to kind of, I know we're going long tonight, but I think it's worth it. There was a very public, gathering, I guess, or a presentation to with Jeffrey Lurie and AJ Brown at a practice where people saw him, call him over, and it was kind of facilitated by Big Dom, which is, again, it's unheard of, right? I don't think anyone's ever reported that Big Dom has done this for players and kind of facilitated a, like, hey, are you good? Talk to me. What's going on? And it was apparently cordial. So I think it was kind of like, do you think that was Jeff Lurie's way of being truly supportive? Or do you think it's his way of saying, yo, dude, what's the big fuss? Like, here I am. You can say it if you want to say it. Don't say it. I don't, but here's your shot to make some statements. And from what I understand, it went cordially, it went very well. And they just kind of like, nah, everything's great. Just trying to be the best I can for this team. And I know I can do more, and I just want to prove it. So what do you guys think? What was it?
I definitely think it was hey, what's going on? Is there something I need to know? He's trying to get to the bottom of it, because at the end of the day, Jeffrey Lurie is probably one of the only, not one of the only, I shouldn't say this. I have to word it properly, but I think he really does care about his people. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think he looks at them as just property and that they're out there doing his, something for him to make him more money. I think he actually cares about every single person in that organization. So I think this was hey, do you need help with anything? Like, talk to me. What's going on? I honestly, in my heart of heart, I feel that.
Yeah, I'm with E on this one. I think he cares, and I think after the Dallas situation, Laurie's like, all right, wait a minute, maybe I need to go talk to AJ, just because of his past history about how open he was in 2019 and 2020, and make sure, hey, whatever you need, we're here. We got you. Like, we'll get you the help you need if it's there. And
Right.
I think that's what it was. Like, I really think it was like, sometimes you need an awful situation for, maybe the owner to step in because of stuff like that, to make sure everything is okay. Because, who knows? Like, who knows if Jerry Jones would have known more about Marshawn? We don't know. I'm in no way blaming Jerry. I'm just saying, maybe, Marshawn had a history of concussion apparently in college. No one knew, and that it's not his fault. That's maybe being misdiagnosed by the doctors. But I really think that situation in Dallas may have opened up Lurie's eyes to what he's got with AJ. And he was like, let me get this, let me nip this in the bud before it can turn into a worse situation. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I 100% agree with you on that. I do. I think that there's something definitely happening, like, that we don't know about. I mean, all right, perfect example. Look what happened with the cornerback we traded for. We trade for him, and then, oops, I'm retiring. And it's like, okay, so obviously they knew something was going on. That's why he didn't play. And then well, now he's stepping away from the game for a little bit, or maybe forever.
I think the way it was probably phrased to him was like, yeah, we get it. You're unhappy. We know. We see what's up with Patullo. You do know. You have to know there's a really injured front line here. You have to know that it's not the same. Like you have to. You got to give us like that grace. But what you're not doing, and you're not giving us a chance, is you're not coming to us and trying to create these new things, and it's more of a complaining on social media than it is you being more of a powerhouse. I think he really said to him, if you want to, don't be a part of the problem, be a part of the solution. Come to the drawing room. Let's draft some shit up. We know he's not going anywhere during this season.
Right.
But the tension is real. It's got to be. Like at this point, if there's meetings now, it's beyond trolling. I think this is for real. I think we can drop the whole. I think we need to really watch his body language again this Sunday against the Cowboys. Like I think it's going to really tell the story. I think if targets drop again, the drama is likely going to flare back up almost immediately and probably on the sideline. I think we'll get to see it in full display. But, I hope it's not like, I think that's why he reads his book. It's his way of not blowing up. And then he turned it into a bit where like we're kicking ass, so I'm just going to read this book. But I think at that time, that book was a real actually anger management or stress tool for him. And people turned it into kind of like a bit because he was reading a book on the sidelines. So I think there's going to be a story to be told with the on-field chemistry that happens this Sunday.
Yeah, you can be right. And listen, let's also not forget it was 30-mile-an-hour winds on Sunday night, and it was cold. It's not going to be like in Dallas.
Well, I mean, I knew a couple guys that were at the game who were sitting in one of the end zones, and when they told me, they were like, "Yo, like we were at one point they had like Jalen's back was to them, and he was throwing the football, and they were like, we've never seen a ball just take off the way it has. Like it was getting caught by the wind, and you could see it physically move left and right." They said so. It was, they were like good throws, but he had no control once it left his hand. I was like, wow.
Yeah. It's again, that's the story that's very misunderstated. They look at the score and they were like, it wasn't 1-3. We should be destroying everybody. And
like you said, like you would text me, I didn't mean to rage bait our guests, but I don't care about stats. I care about wins. At the end of the day, we won. We made the plays when we needed to make the plays. Detroit didn't. It's not my fault that the umpire threw a questionable penalty. That's not my fault. It's happened to my team.
Well, here's the other thing too. Like, okay, now we just played a good defense with Green Bay, and then we played a really we played a good offensive team in Detroit, and it's I think it's the first time since like 1996 or 97 that the Eagles won back-to-back games by scoring 16 or less points. So our defense obviously stepped up, and our offense did enough. So there's always that fine line. There's always that give and take. So I'm not truly worried about our offense. Granted, we have it. Go ahead.
Okay. No, and I want to sit there and say, and I think Keith, you chimed in too about turning it on in the playoffs, because I don't know about you. I don't know if you remember. Troy Aikman was a terrible regular season quarterback. He was awful. He turned into postseason, and the dude played like Superman. He was Clark Kent for 16 games, and then was Superman in the playoffs.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, and that's what you want. I mean, and people never call Troy Aikman elite, but you know what? he played at an elite level come playoff time. He was smart.
He was a winner.
He was, and that's what you want. Like, I don't care if Jalen Hurts is throwing for 150 yards and he gets either a rushing touchdown or a passing touchdown and they win the game by 3 points. I don't care. I mean, it's just how the game plays out. At the end of the day, a win is a win.
Right.
A loss is a loss. If it's the other way around and they lose, oh man, we lost a close game. Are people going to say, oh, it was a terrible offensive game or a terrible defensive game? Doesn't matter. It's still a loss.
I'm again, it brings me to the argument where people are like, well, you should be winning. Well, then you guys should be making us change our offensive plan so much that we aren't playing the way you think we should be playing.
And doesn't everybody have the same salary cap?
Yeah.
The argument of I'm mad that he got disconnected. The argument that we have a $200 million team. Everybody has a $200 million some odd team. It's not my fault that A, my GM drafted really good players, and B, it's not my fault that the coaching staff turned these players into great star players. That's not my fault. Draft Cooper Dean in the first round, then don't let him fall in the second round. Draft Nakobe Dean where he should have got drafted. Don't let him fall to us. Draft Jalen Carter number 1 like he should have went, and not number 8 because of his history. And I think the Eagles learned that mistake when they drafted Michael Mullen instead of Warren Sapp. These players change teams. It's not my fault that my GM is better than the other GM. That's not my fault. I'm not going to fault my quarterback. I'm not going to fault my coach. I'm not going to fault my coordinators. Stop being stupid.
Yeah, no, I agree with you on that, man. I really do. And here's something else that a lot of people haven't really talked about. Detroit honestly did play a good game. They stopped the tush push twice. They figured a way out how to do it. No one else has been able to do that. They did it twice in one game.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not going to apologize for them playing winning football as opposed to fantasy football. Like, that's not what they're here for. This team is clearly built for January right now, and there's nothing wrong with that. We have a huge aversion to turnovers, and guess what? We're not losing.
Yeah, that's the thing. And now, granted, we're going to be going into this game this week against Dallas. All right, people can talk about our offense all they want. Dallas is still, to me, Dallas is still Dallas, even though they have a little bit of motivation after their teammate, took his own life. And I guess they just won their Super Bowl last week by beating the Raiders because apparently they're back on top of the world. So, literally, that's what I've been reading all over the place. Yep, we're back. You beat the fucking Raiders. Put your turn signal on and stay in your fucking lane.
Well, and now there's another thing that, like, you've got Jalen Hurts who doesn't need to pad his stats. So the minute we get the lead, we go into like that 4-minute offensive mode, right? Like that, like run the ball, drain the clock, like make the game as small as possible. And you don't need to score 30 points should you keep scoring? Are they trying to? Yes, but they're not going big ball all the time. And like I said, built for January. And this is not even with us talking about the huge injuries, right? Like when you have backups that you're rotating at the right tackle or the center, you have to game plan around that. You can't run the complex, long developing pass plays because you just can't guarantee that protection that's going to be there. So I there is a reason the why, but they're still winning.
That's what it comes down to. And I'm glad that they're winning because each win gets them closer to a top seed in the conference. if they get a first round bye, thank you. I'll take that. Just come out of that bye or just come into the first round that you're playing in a different team. Like turn it the hell on. Just turn it on. Like maybe then Patullo is going to sit back and go, "Hey, let's run back that film and see what against this team. What did
quality teams, Lions, Packers, and Rams. Oh boy, like they haven't been playing scrubs, guys.
No, I mean, and they're literally like these last two games. Yeah, they scored 26 total points and still won both of them against two really good teams. Even though I still say Jordan Love is a complete fraud, but they're good teams.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. And iron, what do they say? Iron sharpens iron, right?
Yeah.
Like, so like, while there are other 8-2 teams, I know we're not the only one. I'm fully aware we're not the best record in the league. I'm not saying we are the best team in the league. Never said that. But they're blowing out bad opponents, okay? The Eagles are learning how to win like ugly, gritty games against the league's best.
Yeah, absolutely.
The Eagles' offense isn't like broken. It's weekly, right? It's situational. Okay, there we go. It's on a case-by-case basis. That's the best you can say about it right now because it's a banged up offensive line. And, you know, I think they're just kind of keeping Jalen as protected as possible for what really matters.
I agree. I do. I agree.
What do I know? I teach math.
All right, Chance. I know. All right, Chance. I got to head out. I got to go sing happy birthday to my daughter.
Happy birthday.
To you.
Peyton.
All right, bro. Give her hugs and kisses and happy birthday.
Will do. Later, guys.
Later, man.
Later.
I mean, I think that's a great place. I think what's your prediction? We should have gotten it from before you got off. What's your prediction?
This one's tough this time. I mean, this is a total revenge game for Dallas at home. So, and like I said again, they still got the Fields going on. Now they have a reason to really play well. God, not that's a reason's not enough that it's a division game versus us. But I don't know, man. I'm kind of feeling an L coming.
Okay.
I'm kind of feeling an L. Yeah. I think Dallas may be able to find a couple chinks or kinks in the armor, and it might. I mean, plus with the way our offense has been playing, I think this might be a little different this time. It's going to be a tough game, but I hate to say it. I think there's an L coming.
Yeah. So I think it all comes down to the Lane Johnson situation, right?
Yeah.
Like, I think if he plays and he's good, I think we easily cover. I think we're sitting at 3.5 right now. I think that's the cover.
I think that's what it is.
Yeah, if he is out, I think the Cowboys pass rush is gonna probably become like more of a game wrecking situation, making it closer. Maybe a closer Cowboys win. If Lane's in, I think the score is blown wide open. I really do. I think that is a key factor we have been sorely missing. I do think I think Barkley's going to have a blowout game. And
I hope so.
Well, he better. I mean, if he can't do it against this Cowboys run defense, I think they allow like 5 yards a carry. I think it's something crazy. So I think he could easily get 100 yards in the first half if they don't correct for that, and it'll just allow us to control the clock, and I think we run away with it. I think we're at least 2 scores up, so I'm gonna go with 33-24.
Wow, you're putting them over 30. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. If Barkley can do what I think he can do technically against that run defense, there is no way to stop it. I just my man is going to go wild. Or even Bigsby. I don't really care who you, but it's just they are so bad. And like I said, the Eagles have been so good with that shrinking those games down to just them, making it just, it seems like it's always within the opponent's grasp, but they're never quite there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm going to say 24-21 Dallas.
Ooh. Whoa.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I think this is going to be a tough game, but I think they're able to end the game out with a field goal.
I mean, if Lane's out, Micah Parsons could wreck the Eagles in a whole new.
Micah's not playing.
Not Micah. I'm sorry. Not Micah. I'm sorry. The guy who they just picked up.
Lane's out. Lane's out 4 to 6 weeks. He ain't coming back. He's done. He's not out. He's not playing.
Done.
Yeah, if he comes back, it's going to be for the playoffs. But he's definitely out. Minimum 4 weeks, most 6. Yeah, so I mean, it's that was part of the reason why I'm like, yeah, without Lane Johnson, that offensive line is nothing.
So smart money look then. I mean,
yeah, I'm taking Dallas on the points.
I think they can still. I think that offensive line can still exploit Dallas and that run that run defense.
Well, with Toth. When he comes in for Lane Johnson, and he's had an entire week to practice as if he has a full week to practice as the starter, he normally has good games. He wasn't that good this past week because even though it was only 14 snaps and then he came into the game, he wasn't prepared for it. So it's like, and it's weird how, especially in the offensive line, how practice is so damn important. And but Toth is going to be the guy that it's going to take Lane's place.
I thought it was going to be Freddie, but did they move him?
I think they moved him
over
because
as an extra blocker.
I don't know, but Cam Jurgens is out too.
Yeah. Well, I know when Jordan Mailata was out, they swung over Fred Johnson, but now with Mailata, I thought that he came back. So you're saying it really is. And then you got what's his name coming off of IR? Miles Hinton.
Tell you the truth, I'm not sure. I am not sure, to be honest with you, my guy.
I thought he was supposed to be coming back around this time. Okay, this is going to be huge. You're right. This is going to be a huge matchup that I think. Oh, you're right. List front. Oh, he has a sprain. Oh, that sprain. Oh, it is 4 to 6. I thought he was being considered. Oh my God.
Oh no. He's
All right, maybe we get him back for the playoffs, like we keep saying. We're trying to be built for January. That man, if that doesn't put the nail in the coffin for that game plan, I don't know what does. And I wonder at what point you just say to somebody like AJ, "Are you kidding me? Like we are hurting up here, bro. Like you got to know that. Like, look, we were about to call your mom to see if she could play this weekend."
That's great.
Okay. All right. I thought he was questionable. Bro, damn.
Well, like you said, a full participant in Miles Hinton should be back.
Ooh. Okay.
Yeah,
I mean, I guess that's
he's-
what as a swing tackle, right? Is that where they would throw him out there as? Yeah.
Yeah. So limited participation on the injury report today was Jalen Phillips with his shoulder, but that's just he was dealing with that anyway. And then the two DNPs were Lane Johnson and Cam Jurgens, foot and concussion. So and we know Lane's out.
Okay, and Cam is just handpicked by Kelsey, and this is where we're at, right? Is this what you're telling me? I mean, I'm not trying to say.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't Cam that was handpicked by Kelsey. That was crap. What's his name?
I'm not talking about in the draft. I'm talking about to take the job.
Oh, you mean for like center?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he basically stepped right in, but they did. I forget who they drafted that Kelsey had input on to draft. I forget who it is. I forget his name. It's just escaping me now. I can see it. I think it starts with like an H. I can't remember. I can't remember. I'm trying to remember. I'm going through their lineup right now to see it. I'm like, all right, where the hell is it?
I'll know.
Yeah.
I remember watching the clip of it and him talking to him and meeting with him, and I have the kid's face in my head, but I can't think of his name. So you have a Dallas loss. I have an Eagles win. We know where.
Ty Robinson.
That's it. Ty Robinson.
Ty Robinson. From Nebraska.
And I guess we would always know that Chris would go with it. This is an Eagles win. He would never say. He would never. I don't think he would even be recorded saying that we would lose to Dallas. So
he's got them going like 18-0.
Right. I do. Again, I see a big pathway to a win. Would you be shocked if it does come out a win, or you're expecting to see a football game here?
I'm expecting to see a football game. I think this is going to be a real tough battle. I really do. I still feel that our offensive line is better than theirs, even without Lane Johnson, because I believe in the depth that they have. It's just getting these guys enough time to practice and, really hone in on the game plan and gel as a unit. Yeah. I mean, if anything, this is the game to do it. Like, it's a division game against your most hated rival, and this is a statement game for them. Like, okay, everyone knows that our offense is sputtering right now, but we really need to step up and give the offense a chance. So this is a statement game, not just for the team, but for this offensive line.
Yeah, and the Dallas is. I think they have I just saw. I read they have a 6% chance of making the playoffs. At this point, but they are still an NFL team. Please don't, fans, if you're listening, don't treat this like a trap. It's not a trap game. They are still the Dallas Cowboys. It's still Dak Prescott. He can still do amazing things. They still have guys like CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens. They have the ability to make explosive plays. We need to play like we're playing a real NFL team. And so I don't want to sleep on them. Go Birds, fuck Dallas.
I mean, I'll always say go Birds, but this is going to be a big game, man. It's going to be a tough game.
Yeah, a fun game. I know it doesn't mean anything to them, but everything means something to us, and we should go out there and prove that.
Yep, absolutely. Oh, so I don't know. Is that it for tonight, my guy?
Yeah, take us out. Take us home to the promised land.
All right. Well, first of all, I want to thank our guest, Dominique White, who stepped up and actually answered a call, which he is the very first fan or person that we have asked to come on to the show and do a debate or a round table, whatever you want to call it. So kudos to Dominique for stepping up and saying, yeah, what the F, I'll do this. And he actually did it, because we've had a few guys that sent the emails and we never heard from them again. So good for him. Again, thank you for him. Keith, thank you. Chris, thank you. Everyone, thank you for joining in. This is the Philly podcast brought to you by the Broken Bell Network. And you can check us out on Spotify. The show will be up tomorrow morning around 10 a.m. Keep checking us out on our social medias. We're on TikTok, Instagram. Just find us. And that's it. Stay crazy, Philly fanatics. But yeah.
Thanks for
stay
staying on and watching us and keeping up with us, man.
Yep. And like I said, man, follow us on Facebook. Like I said, TikTok. We have shorts. Check us out on YouTube under the Broken Bell Network. Yeah, look for Tyler's crazy and hype videos that he makes, which are absolutely awesome. And thanks to that guy, our subscriptions are starting to rise. So thank you to him too. But everyone, thank you.
Tyler, personal request. More meme videos, please. I've said it before. The more stuff like the Wolverine thing. And
that was great.
Come on, man. More meme videos as a fan, not as someone who is on the network, but just as a fan, as a guy who could not stop laughing and maybe watched it one time too many. Maybe go with that.
Oh God. I'm sorry. My favorite part about that whole Wolverine meme video was Chris not realizing what it was until after we told him. He's like, "Oh my God, that is it."
Yeah. And it's great because Chris should know Tyler is only 20 years younger than him. Not like an exaggeration. It wasn't like, he's so old. No, Chris is like 20 years older than Tyler, and
I know.
And it was directed at him, right? It was directed simply at our age group, and Fuzzy missed it.
He totally missed the bell. Totally missed the call. I do what I can. Got to get the creative juices going. You got it, buddy.
My guy. All right. So we will catch you next week, and we will discuss in full the matchup that was this Sunday coming up, and again break down the following game and season and trials and tribulations of the drama that is the Eagles franchise for the once again 2025 season. 6.
That is true. That is true.
Stay tuned to the Broken Bell Network and more to come. See you guys. Go Birds.
Go Birds.
See if you can hit that for me.
I have no way to do that. I'm in as a guest, remember?
I know. Go on. I love this. I love the internet. I am going to try to run the video, and you can just leave. Do that.
All right, guys. Have a good night. Peace out. Go Birds again.
Go Birds.
You want Philly?
Yeah, let's do it.
It's easy to sum it up. We talking about practice.
Because it's about as casual as it gets.
What's the problem now?
That's a clown question, bro.
I think we ought to send the B-man at least.
World champions!
Start playing with some jam in here. Let's go.
Philadelphia, looking as only you can look. Woo!
Here we go.
I would have guaranteed that AJ would be the one that wants to dump it on Sirianni.
Let's see.
And Devontae, and sneaker way.
Uh-oh. Good move there.
Oh.
Great maneuver.
A little okey doke.
The best shower Nick Sirianni will ever have.